According to a report by the New York Times, ADIDAS swept Kanye West's misconduct under the rug for the better part of a decade. Thieves in Chicago made off with over $100,000 in merchandise from a sneaker resale store. Contrastingly, this sneaker store in Paris actually want you to try to rob them. We've reached a new low in sneaker reselling with CROC's cowboy boots going for over $200. Speaking of boots, the big black ones dropped this week and are still sitting. And it looks like even Jordan brand are looking to get in on the big boots trend with this updated Jordan 1 version set to come out in the future. We've got all these stories and a lot more in this week's Sneaker Wrap. Hello everybody, it is me, Jordan Young, aka Sneakonomics, back with another certified hood classic, bussin' bangin', no cap, on God, go and tell yo mama. We're gonna start off this week's episode by looking back at some of the big sneaker releases that went down this week. At the start of the week, we had the Air Jordan 1 Low Chris Paul Give Them Flowers. Stock was supposedly quite limited on these. And if you missed out on these, there was a consolation available in the form of the Jordan 1 Low Neutral Gray. We also had the Drake Nocta Glides, which came out in this pristine all white colorway, probably the worst type of colorway for the upcoming fall and winter months ahead. And the release of the week, at least in my opinion, were these, the Air Jordan 12 Cherries, the first time we've seen this shoe in over 10 years. Here in the UK, these did sell out on the Nike Sneakers app, but you shouldn't take that to mean that these were extremely limited. It's in Nike's interest, after all, for these types of shoes to sell out on their platform. They are, however, available in other retailers at this time. And you guys over there in the US enjoyed a small restock of some pretty cool SB models from this past year, including the Utos, the Gardenias, the Run the Jewels, and more. Stock numbers were apparently very limited, and from what I've been able to see online, hardly anybody copped from this release. Did you guys pick up anything this week? Feel free to let me know. Let us get into the news, and I want to start off with this story here. Thieves in Chicago made off with over $100,000 in merchandise after crashing an SUV into the store. This ram raid or smash and grab technique is pretty popular, especially back home in Aotearoa, New Zealand, where the local downtown Foot Locker is a constant target for these types of criminalistic escapades. This high-profile sneaker thievery follows on from a slew of other high-profile sneaker-related thefts, including stealing from every stage of the Nike supply chain. With insurance in mind, I'm sure this sneaker resale store are going to be able to claim back massively on this theft, and reflective of the still buoyant sneaker market, it would still seem. What do you guys think of this? New York Times just posted a lengthy article talking about how ADIDAS were sweeping Kanye's misconduct under the rug for a number of years. The lengthy post does read a little bit like a hit piece and talks at length about how Kanye was showing a lot of temperamental type behavior early on in the relationship with ADIDAS, and how ADIDAS were more likely to appease his behavior than to criticize him for it in light of the lucrative nature of the relationship. A lot of people have been led to believe in recent times that the breakup was due to Kanye's anti-Semitic remarks, but it turns out, according to this report, that anti-Semitism as well as sexually offensive remarks, as well as extremely erratic behavior, were pretty commonplace. I would recommend reading the article. It definitely shines an interesting light on the relationship between the two, and after reading it, it is of very little wonder that they are not together anymore and have gone their separate ways, despite the financial devastation that both entities have received. This sneaker store in Paris actually wanted customers to try to steal from them. Distance Boutique in Paris labeled its items "Rob it to get it," and they enlisted the help of French Olympic runner Meba Mikel Zeze, who once completed the 100-meter dash in less than 10 seconds to act as their security detail. Basically, if you could lift the item, get out the store, and get away with it, the item was yours. But getting away from someone who runs sub-10 hundies is very unlikely. And as you can see from the footage here in the video, it makes for some pretty funny content. Can you imagine if this had gone down in America? I can imagine the guy getting shot or run over. No, I'm only joking, but I'm not really. Let us talk about some boots. The sneaker market is officially upside down and back to front because in 2023, we are seeing Crocs resell, but not just normal Crocs, cowboy boot Crocs reselling on StockX for over $200. Grown adults are walking around as if they are at some kind of costume dress-up party. The success of these black CROC cowboy boots can't be said to be the same for Mischief's latest big black boots, which are still in stock to no one's surprise really, surely. This restores at least just a scintilla of hope for me in the sneaker game, demonstrating that the big red boots were really just a one-time hype job and that people aren't gullible enough to fall for it a second time. If you look at some of the sales on StockX though, it does look like some people have massively overpaid for these big black boots, some people paying over 500 bucks for them. Did you guys cop a pair of these big black boots? Let me know. Finally, with regard to the big black boots, we have a pair of Jordan 1 highs that have been converted into a big black boot themselves. These seem to be piggybacking on the big boot trend we've seen play out now for well over a good year now, even going back to the Kanye Balenciaga boot days. They have this quality premium looking leather upper and this massive platform sole with tire tread. It looks on the outside of them, kind of looking like a combination of the big black boots, the Jordan 1, the Balenciaga Defender, and offering a really robust and rugged, durable type aesthetic. No information regarding release dates or anything like that. You figure these would be a pretty good shoe to market for the upcoming winter months. But suffice to say, I'll keep you guys updated. Actually, you guys don't want to be updated on these, do you really? Let's talk about some exciting announcements of some upcoming sneakers. I want to start off with these. We have heard some rumors that Air Jordan and Ma Maniere are going to be coming together once again in the new year for fall 2024 on the Air Jordan 3 and the Air Jordan 4. Both pairs appear to harken back to the boutique's earlier work. Apparently, both the styles will be releasing in women's extended sizing, and all we have to go off at this point are the mock-ups, which of course are really just placeholders, so don't put too much interest into these, especially given how previous mock-ups of Ma Maniere Jordans, particularly the 4's, have led us to ultimately be disappointed. What do you guys think of this? We've got the boutique going back to rehash models that they've already done. Is this a good move? Would we not rather see them move on to some other models? Or given the success of the 3 and the 4, well, lowercase success in the form of the 4 in my opinion, does it not make sense for them to apply their collaborative creativity to something that we know already works? Feel free to let me know in the comments. Nike have previewed an insane sneaker lineup for 2024 with some old school classics ready to come back. Firstly, we have the return of some legendary dunks. Ultraman, the Reverse Curry, and the Silver Surfer are confirmed to return in fall of 2024. It also looks like 2024 is going to be a huge year for the Foamposite return, two of the most classic foam colorways in the form of the Royal as well as the Eggplant, and the Air Force One takes a world tour, with Las Vegas, Seoul, and Shanghai receiving their own unique iterations. The Air Max Sunder is back as well, although it's going to be renamed or abbreviated to the Air Max SNDR. The Air Max 180 is back in proper form. Top 3 Air Max of all time for me, next to the 1 and the 90. And it looks like we're going to be receiving a true to OG reissue in 2024. It looks like Nike are going to be continuing on the mule trend as well, re-releasing a once straight to the outlet speciality, the Nike Clogposit from the early 2000s, with additional rumors of a collaboration with Supreme also surfacing as well. Another original Big Bubble colorway is coming in the Royal colorway, and Nike ACG continues on in earnest as well, with some cozy slip-ons like the Izzy and Rufus, and the debut of the Mountain Fly Low 2 GTX. I've also seen some images of some SB Dunk lows for Valentine's Day, which look pretty cute, and the Nike Pegasus is coming back as well. Add to that the Terra Humera and more footscapes, as well as the LD 1000 racing shoe with the waffle sole, and you have a whole bunch of mainly shit in my opinion, coming out in 2024 from Nike. It looks like it's gonna be a year of Solomon for me. What do you guys think of this? Nigel Sylvester is set to help debut the Air Jordan 4 RM in the fall of 2024. This is supposedly a low-top Air Jordan 4. No images, no mock-ups, no pricing, no release info as yet. You'll just have to use your imaginations. According to Sneaker Files, the pair differs from the original in a few notable ways. The sole sole unit, updated cage, and reworked paneling. And the only information regarding colorways we have at the moment is a midnight green, metallic platinum, black, sail, dark smoke gray, and university red. I'm not sure if those are individual models or they're all going to be splashed on the one. Hopefully it's the former. Complete with the Flight logo along the tongue and Nike Air on the heel. Is expected to release in fall 2024. Sit tight for more images. Make sure you guys are subscribed to me here and following me over on IG so I can keep you guys updated. We've had our first looks at the Nike Fragment Spiridon collaboration set to come out. I don't even know when, but these look pretty cool. Clean, simple, elegant. I feel like the Spiridon is about to make a bit of a comeback. I've seen a few people out there starting to get excited about some old models, and this collaboration could definitely be right at the forefront of helping to generate the hype and revitalize the appetite for these. What do you guys think? Nike DOERNBECHER Freestyle 19 2023 set to release in December. You have the Air Jordan 3, Dunk High, Go Flyees, and more. Air Jordan 3 by Hugo, oh, I'm gonna butcher this, Covarrubias Molina. Sorry about that, bro. Look really cool in this kind of like Seattle Seahawks inspired type colorway. The blue, the green, looking like some custom joints, I can't lie. These are pretty hard though. The Dunk High by Macy Bodily look pretty nice in this floral design. A lot of people are calling this the pair of the collection, the ACG Mountain Fly 2 by Garrett Emerson. Pretty hard design from the bro here. And the Nike Cortez by Sydney Little in this cute green colorway. And another pretty hard colorway in my opinion are the Go Flyees by Christopher Muskies. Oh man, sorry, I butchered that as well. Muskies Jr. round out the collection. What's your favorite pair from this collection? And that is about it for this week's episode. If you guys wanted to check out my other recent sneaker news video from a couple of days ago, make sure you guys go and check it out, where I talk about some other shoes like the Kobe 8 Halos and the Olympic Jordan 6s and stuff like that. Make sure also you guys are following me over on TikTok and IG so you can benefit from the entertainment of my short form content, which could be argued is just as good, if not better, than my long form content. Thank you guys as always for taking the time to watch the video. Really appreciate your engagement. Feel free to drop a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. Like the video before you bounce, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care for now, and peace.